Hello. So we'll jump into these. When you talk about inadequate personnel or just being understaffed, obviously that's going to create a sense of burnout, and what you may not realize is directly affected is your patient care. And so you really should be paying attention to your metrics, especially your turnaround times and your patient satisfaction scores, as well as your employee satisfaction. And you can start to see the shift from when you're adequately staffed and things are going well, and then all of a sudden you're not adequately staffed and you start to see increased turnaround times, decreased patient satisfaction. That may be your cue to start looking at your staffing model. Try to promote with the technologist that it's their job to take care of the patient, because if the patient's not taken care of, that's the thing that undermines the whole purpose. We want happy patients, and to get happy patients, we have to have happy staff. And so that's what we're talking about today, is how to keep staff happy. So take the time with each patient to perform the proper patient care. Unusually high patient volumes can lead to a lot of mistakes. It can lead to increased wait times, obviously unhappy staff, and unsatisfying patient care. So I have found over the years that some of the best places to pull standards and baselines from is we used Health Trust Plus for a little while, but Advisory Board is also another tool out there that you can use. They have metrics, and we'll talk about metrics in the second half, but they have metrics on, there are thousands. I was in charge of putting together an MRI workspace to follow metrics, and there are thousands of metrics that can be tracked. And the new EMRs that we're using these days are just amazing at doing that. But if you need help with metrics, seek that out. Go to Advisory Board, or see if you got somebody else in your system that's already got that nailed down. Watch your physicians' vacations and schedules. We had outpatient locations where the doctors tended to like to take hunting season off. Hello, Idaho. And then all of a sudden we'd have no patients. And so we learned to start getting ahead of that by getting their physician schedules ahead of time and staffing those clinics appropriately based on when the physicians would and would not be in the clinic. Double booking got real popular a while back. I don't know that there's still a lot of that going on, but to some people that seems like a good idea. Let's double book so that the patient doesn't show up. We got another patient ready to go, but as soon as they both show up, now you're behind the whole rest of the day, and that affects everybody. And again, I'm putting in there about burning the discs. You really should have technologists doing technologist duties. That's what they went to school for. That's what you're paying them for. If you're having them stop and burn discs that secretarial staff can do, or when I worked in Flagstaff, I had two CT scanners fully capable of knocking out scans quickly, but because we didn't have transport helping get patients from the emergency department to the radiology department, one of my CT techs was playing transport, and one of the CT scanners was never used. So you have to make sure that everybody's doing what they're trained to do and meant to do to keep your productivity up. Otherwise, you've got unhappy staff doing things that they didn't think that they should be doing. Unhealthy lifestyles, we joke about the pizza, but a lot of times we're so busy, we don't get time to go get something to eat. We eat whatever's on our desk, or we eat whatever's at our station. Over time, we start to maybe get a little bit more sedentary than we should be. Modalities like MRI, where you're at the console a lot. Ultrasound, where you're in the chair a lot. CT's up and down, x-rays all over the place. Nuke med, is fairly stationary. A lot of different departments kind of vary on that, but you got to keep your eye on the night shift and how they're doing and how their productivity is going, and watch out for those techs that are relying on the Red Bulls and the Monsters. I had a CT tech that couldn't get through a night if he didn't have about 13 of those Red Bulls, and I was really concerned about that guy. He was a younger guy. We had several talks. I don't know if they did any good, but these are all things to keep your eye on. Make sure that you allow them to use their PTO when they need to recharge. Offer better food options in your department, if possible. Work with your nutrition head to offer healthy shakes or something down in the cafeteria. and consider positive rewards, gym memberships, things like that that can increase their overall health.